there, welcome to class. In today's flow, we're gonna move through a mandala flow, meaning that we're gonna explore 360 degrees around the mat. And it's gonna be a flow more towards the power flow side of the force. But I don't want you to be scared of it because we're going to be exploring creativity, meaning that we're gonna do a power flow and not necessarily be, holding on plank poses. We're not even gonna do any chaturangas. So it's gonna be a different style of a power flow. I hope you enjoy, but let's get started standing at the top of the mat just like I am. And we're gonna start with a breath that honestly I just tried last night and it felt so good in my body, like so renewing, so refreshing, which can be super fitting now that spring is coming up. So let's try it out together. So eyes open or closed, but we're gonna do 4 movements linked with breath. And it's gonna be a quick breath in through the nose and a breath out through the mouth. And I want you to really make the sound of like ha, like letting it go. So feeling the air coming all the way from the belly up through the throat and coming out your mouth, okay? So it's gonna be in, out, in, out. But we're gonna do it fast, so let's keep going. If you got lost in the way, just like I did, don't get attached to that. We're exploring today a little bit of creativity. And creativity cannot show up if we're always like constantly worried about doing something wrong or very preoccupied of doing everything perfectly. So this was just a start to help you get more engaged with that idea, okay? So again, keeping the eyes open or closed, just let yourself feel whatever you feel, notice whatever you notice in your body. Maybe still breathing deep, however you want to. Nose, mouth. And then bring one hand to the belly, the other hand to your heart, creating the intention to move fluidly in class today, to not get attached to a form or shape, or even a way to transition from one pose to the other. To not be attached to how it looks to transition from one pose to the other. And make a commitment to yourself to simply have fun and notice how it feels to explore something different. Bring the palms connected in front of the heart. Take a big breath in. Big breath out the mouth. All right. Blink your eyes open if they were closed, and let's come to lie down on our mat. We're going to start doing a few little things here on our back before we get started with our mandala flow. So in here, just start by bringing your feet hip width distance apart, making sure that the knee is stacked right on top of your feet, on top of your ankles. Start to squeeze the shoulder blades together on the backside body. And then bring your hands and your arms alongside your body, pressing it firmly against your mat. From here, we're just gonna do a couple bridge flows. So the next time you inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. And then exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Let's do 3 more. For the last 2 ones, see if you can bring the awareness of moving one vertebra at a time. Good. And then start to float your feet up in the air. We're gonna find a 90-degree angle from your feet, knee, and hip. Start to push your hands into your lap and push your lap back into your hands. So create a little bit of resistance movement in here. Your feet can be either pointing or flexed, whatever feels more engaging for you in the core. You wanna really feel this in the core. And also, of course, making sure that there's no space in between your lumbar spine and the mat. So plug the navel into the spine, feel that gap, and notice how your core is gonna really engage in here. So keep pushing hand into legs, legs into the hands, breathing for 5 more seconds. If you start to shake a little bit, know that that's a good thing. It's also really good for the nervous system to feel that little shake, so don't try to avoid it. 2 more breaths. Last one. Awesome. And then start to lift your legs up to the sky, arms alongside your body, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Again, if they kind of spread it apart. And we're gonna start to do a little bit of lower core work in here. So I want you to engage the legs together, squeeze everything into the midline, and then using the strength of your core to start to lift your bum away from the floor. It doesn't need to go super high, but see if you can go for little lifts. And we're gonna do 10 of these. So keep going. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold all the way up. You're not going to plow pose, so just stay in this middle ground in here. Again, if you're shaking, embrace it. Feel the strength. Point your toes like ballerina feet. Squeeze the legs together as if you were squeezing a block in between them. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower back to the mat. Plant the soles of the feet into the earth, feet and knees and legs all together. Arms alongside your body. We're gonna go for a little bit of a different bridge pose in here. So the next time you inhale, keeping the legs and feet together, lift your hips. Notice what's your limit in here. Notice where you feel the strength being built in your legs and your core, front and posterior chain muscles. 2 more breaths. And then release your hips back down. Now point your toes out to the side. Legs are gonna go a little bit wider, as wide as your mat. And again, press the hands, press the arms into the mat. We're gonna start to lift, wide bridge pose. See if you can avoid letting the knees drop in. So knees are spread wide to the sides. Knees are pointing on the same directions as your toes. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Good. From here, start to come into a Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees are gonna go wide. And see if you can bring your hands to either hold around your feet or around your shins or even on the top of your knees, okay? But in here, just give yourself a moment. If you're holding around your feet, really try to pull the feet closer to you as you spread the knees even wider. Using this shape to also see if you can find more space in the chest. So still squeezing shoulder blades on the back body. And then from here, we're gonna start rolling back and forth until we come into a seated position. So here we go. Start to rock and roll. Take your time. Whenever you come and find your seat in this Baddha Konasana shape, adjust yourself, move your sitting bones out to the sides. Take a breath. Here we go. We're gonna start to try to float the legs and your feet away from the mat. So start to lean back. Again, you can totally be holding on your knees for that, okay? But start to lean back and see if you can start to float your feet up and away from the mat. So it's kind of like a boat pose, but in Baddha Konasana legs. Find your shape. Pressing the soles of the feet into each other and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, see if you can release your legs forward, normal boat pose. So legs can be straight or bent, hands can be back behind you for more support, or arms can be alongside your body. If you want an extra challenge, send your arms up and overhead. And here you hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly roll all the way down onto your back. Bridge pose. Send your arms up and overhead in a cactus position. So bend your elbows. Palms of the hands are pointing up to the sky. Take one more big breath. And here we go for our creative flow. So coming to your bridge pose, feet is going to be hip-width distance apart, so traditional bridge. Sorry. And then arms are going to be alongside your body. The next time you inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. From here, we're going to start to tap the top of your right foot down into the earth as well as your right shin. So you're going to be in this super awkward position, okay? Embrace it. Again, we're trying to explore creativity, so no judgment. Take one more breath. Good. And then from here, simply start to roll and extend your right arm to the right side. Roll to your right side, lower your hips down, extend your left leg out as you come and find a seat. Janu Shirshasana. So notice how your right foot is connected inside of your left leg. You reach your left hand for your left foot, right arm up and overhead. See if you can maybe even twist your chest, twist your whole upper body a little bit more towards the right side. Take a breath in here. Good. Right hand comes behind you. Left arm sweeps up and overhead as you roll into your right shin. Press your left foot into the earth and come into a kneeling wild thing. Last breath. Good. Find your seat. Your left foot that was out is going to step right at the top of the mat. As many times as you need, I want you to roll back and forth until you feel like you have stability onto your left foot to lift all the way up into a one-legged Tadasana. Right knee pulls up. Find your balance. Arms reach up to the sky. And then from here, start to open your right knee out towards the right side. You're going to spin it all the way around. And then we're coming into a Krishna crescent. So step your right foot behind you towards the left side. Inhale, both arms up. When you exhale, hold your right wrist and take a side bend to the left. Breath in. With the breath out, we're going to spin and face the back side of the mat. Your right foot's going to be outside of the mat, and that's okay. Notice how you feel in here. And then we're going to come and step your right foot over your left. So your legs are going to be crossed and your back on the mat. The next time you inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. Arms go up. Exhale, arms go back. Extend your left leg forward. Inhale, arms go up. Step your foot forward. Exhale, float your arms back. Warrior 3. Float your right leg back. Find your space in here. How does it feel for you to explore creativity? Letting go of the rules, letting go of how it should look, how it should feel, and embracing what is. Take your last breath. Nice. Start to open your hip into a half moon. Left hand comes down. Right arm go up to the sky. An invitation here for a little pause into your sugar cane. So if you want to bend your right leg, reach your right hand towards your right foot. Kicking the hand into the foot, foot into the hand. And then release your right foot back. Rise all the way up, adjust your stance for goddess pose. Toes are out, arms go up, inhale. When you exhale, bend your knees. Hands are gonna come onto your knees, onto your thighs, and just kind of start to slide yourself side to side. Few rounds of breath. If there's any other movement you would like to explore here in this goddess, feel free to. And then we're gonna pause in the center. Start to lift your heels up and away from the mat. Cactus your arms, inhale. Exhale, little pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Still on your tippy toes. See if you can lift. Start pose all the way up. And then exhale, heels down, toes in, heels out, and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Elongate your spine. And then walk your hands all the way now back to the top of the mat. Good. And here, we're going to lean forward and then tuck your left knee into your belly. So one-legged forward fold. And then see if you can thread your left foot forward. Come and find a seat. Marichyasana C. We're going for a little twist in here. So adjust your sitting bones. Inhale, left arm forward and up. Exhale, big hug around your right leg, right hand behind you. Twist from deep down into your core, all the way up across the collarbones. Activate your left toes. Mine were falling asleep. Last breath. Good, and then come back forward. High boat pose. Lean your chest back, float your legs. Arms can be wherever you want them to be. Holding for 5, 4, spread the shoulders. And then lower all the way down. Bridge pose. Lift. Squeeze shoulder blades together. We're not going to have any pause in between sides. So right away, here we go to the left. Start to bring the top of your left foot now underneath your right leg. Lower it down. Notice how it feels to be here. Squeezing the hips forward and up. Now stretch your left arm out. Lean and roll to the left. Lower your hips until you come and sit. Stretching your right leg diagonally to the right. Janushirshasana, right hand to your right toes. Side bend in here, left hand up and overhead. Find the twist. And then left hand behind you, kneeling wild thing. Right hand up and overhead, lift your hips, press your right foot into the earth. And then lower your hips back down. Beautiful. From here, you're going to step your right foot to the top of the mat. Point your left toes. We're going to start to rock and roll back and forth until we find stability on the right foot to come and stand. Ooh, here we go. One-legged Tadasana, left knee up. Take your breath, find your balance. And then from here, start to open the left knee out. It's going to go all the way around until you step your left foot to the outside of the mat to the right. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, Krishna crescent. Hold your left wrist and take a side bend to the right. Inhale deeply. When you exhale, release your arms and spin yourself to the back of the mat. Get nice and adjusted in your head, even though your left foot's out. And then bring your left foot over your right, cross it. Inhale, lift your right knee up to the sky. Exhale, arms back, shoot your right leg forward. Inhale, arms go up. And then step your foot forward, warrior 3. Float your left foot back, arms go back. Find your stability, find your strength. And then bring your right hand down to the floor, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Left arm maybe go up to the sky or can totally remain onto your left hip. And here we go, sugar cane. Reach towards your foot if you'd like. Finding that nice thigh stretch in here. Good, and then release your left foot. Let it plant at the top of the mat and rise, preparing for goddess pose. So adjust your stance. Toes are out, heels are in. Arms reach up, inhale. When you exhale, lower in your goddess. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. Last one, breathe in. And lower. This time, go as low as you possibly can. And then again, lift your heels. Hands can be wherever best support you. But we're going to pulsate for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your heels high. Extend your legs. Lift your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Heels down, toes in, heels out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your hands to the top of the mat. You're going to lean forward and pull your right knee into the belly. So one-legged fold. Take a breath in here. And then we're going to thread the right leg forward with the help of your hands or not. Find your seat. Left hand comes onto your left shin. Right arm go up to the sky as you take a breath in. When you take a breath out, you hug your left leg with your right arm, and then your left hand is transferred to the back. Find a twist. When you inhale again, turn your gaze back forward, bringing both knees connected into your chest and belly, bow pose. Extend your arms forward or wherever you want them to be, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's time, cross your ankles. You're going to roll forward and come up to stand with your legs crossed. Inhale, reach arms to the sky. Exhale, arms alongside your body. Switch, left leg comes forward and on top of your right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms down and cross again. Right foot over the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left foot. 2 more. Inhale, lift up. Cross, exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale and cross. Good. Align your feet parallel to each other one more time. And we're just gonna do a little bit of shaking. So just like I said in the beginning of class, every single time that we shake, we help our bodies to release any tension, anything that might be stuck and just kind of like old from winter, you know, still in there. And shaking is such a beautiful practice for the nervous system. So we're gonna do that here right now. Eyes open or closed. I just want you to let yourself go loose. So if you wanna kind of jump as you shake, I love to do that. Or if you wanna stay in place and just shake it off, whatever works for you. Maybe even do a little dance, letting the arms be super loose. And we're gonna keep going. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift your arms up, hold your breath. A little bit longer. And exhale, HA. Release your arms. Good. Come to lay down on your belly. As you lay onto your belly, you can either bring your arms up and overhead, palms connected, letting your forehead rest on the mat. Or another option is to stack one hand on top of the other, or maybe even one fist on top of the other, and make a little pillow for yourself. Observe and notice how the breath behaves when in contact with the mat. Observe the belly trying to expand, contracting, as well as your rib cage, your chest. And just notice and observe how you feel. With spring coming up, it's a time for renewal. How can you let creativity come into your life in a way that supports you into that renewing phase of life? What are the things that you have been controlling maybe way too much during winter that maybe you could let go now? Just take a few more breaths in here. Then you're just going to slowly start to roll onto your back. So now the belly is going to be up towards the sky. And in here, just let's do a little self-massage in our face. So grab all of your four fingers and then see if you can gently start pressing into your temples. If pressing doesn't do anything for you, you can maybe really, with a gentle like press, just kind of like find a circular movement going in one direction and then switching. And then start to bringing that pressure by pressuring all of your fingers on the tops of your eyebrows. As if you're like giving it little taps, but adding a little bit of extra pressure. And then keep that tapping going back to the temples. Bring it down underneath your eyes, here on those bones on our cheeks. Again, little taps. And then bring it back to the temples and then start to go all the way down towards your jaw. And in here again, you can either just keep up with the taps or pressure all of your fingers against it and just kind of find a circular movement. Open and close your mouth. Take one more breath. And then start to bring your hands now on the back of your skull, on the back of your neck. And imagine that your fingers are like a comb, so spread them a little bit. And again, with that same gentle pressure, just start to comb the back of your neck all the way towards your collarbones, shoulders. Do it a couple times. And then finish your last round. Start to hug the knees into your chest. If you want to hug yourself, go for it. Otherwise, just holding onto your shins or knee. Roll it side to side. And then pause the rolling movement. Inhale nice and deep through the nose. Exhale, release your arms and legs into your Savasana. Let yourself fidget around until you actually find a space that feels good. That feels like you can stay in here for the next 5 or so long and deep breaths. Enjoy your rest, and I'll be back so we can close together. Very gently, you can start to bring the awareness back into all that's happening around you. Dragging your attention outwards. And then letting that pulse of energy start to bring the pulse of energy into your body as well. So gently moving your extremities, fingers, toes, head. And then one knee at a time, closer to your belly. Let yourself roll to whatever side feels more comfortable. Take one final breath here on your side. And then just push yourself up into a seat. Eyes can be closed or keep up with a soft gaze. Adjust yourself. And then bring the palms connected in front of your heart. We're going to start frictioning the hands towards each other. So creating a little bit of heat. And then place your right hand on your heart, left hand on top of that. Feel the energy that's moving through you. May we keep welcoming that sense of renewal from the inside out. Allowing yourselves to be creative, to try new things, to not be so afraid or self-conscious about making mistakes. And then one more time, bring the palms connected in front of your heart. Create a little bit of heat, a little bit of energy. And then let your palms face away from you. So now putting that energy out into the world. That may people embrace their creativity, that they feel safe to shake off all the sense of control. And to embrace trying new things, embracing their mistakes, being okay with it. And then one last time, palms connected in front of your heart. Create a little bit of friction. And then bring your palms to cover very gently, very lightly your eyes. And here you take a big breath in. Breath out through the mouth. And then start to blink your eyes open inside of your hands. Bring the palms connected in front of your heart. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Bow your head forward and down. Thanks for sharing this practice with me. I hope you're feeling good. Namaste.